We begin our reporting tonight with our Chief Environmental Affairs correspondent, Ann Thompson in Venice, Louisiana, again this evening. Ann, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. It's been a tense 24 hours for BP engineers and government scientists who've disagreed on how extensively to monitor that cap at the bottom of the sea and just what the test results mean. But tonight they agree that this test will go forward for another 24 hours. What was a picture of hope is now a mystery at the bottom of the sea. The government says almost 2 miles from the troubled wellhead, there is a seepage on the ocean floor. Just one of several problems discovered during the test.
We do know that there is some seepage around the base of the blowout preventer in terms of gas bubbles that are coming up, and that's what we're focusing on right now. But it does not appear to be at this point that it's a consequential problem.
There's also a leak from the bottom of the new cap. Issues that taken together aren't enough to stop the test, but cast doubt on BP's ability to keep the well plugged in until the relief well is finished.
I think it'd be very, very premature to say that the well is shut in until the relief well is done.
Inside the cap, the pressure level is now at 6,811 pounds per square inch, far lower than what government scientists expected. Administration officials say 2 days ago they were very worried, but now they see the increasing pressure as a positive trend.
If we thought that the pressurization test itself potentially did damage to the seafloor, obviously we would stop that immediately.
What does concern everyone is the fear of bad weather. Tonight, some experts say BP and the government should go back to containing the oil and save the ability to shut in the well for an emergency.
If a hurricane comes along, it would be possible then to shut in the well, just like it is today, and disconnect all the surface ships and take them to a safe port and leave the well shut in and not stress the well until that rainy day comes.
And that rainy day may come sooner than most people would like. Forecasters say there is some weather developing north of Puerto Rico that could become a tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico by this weekend. They're keeping an eye on that while BP and government officials keep an eye on that cap a mile underwater. Brian?
Ann Thompson at her now 3-month-long post in Venice, Louisiana, starting us off. Ann, thanks as always. And with us tonight, gentlemen we've spoken to before on this subject, John Hofmeister, a veteran of the business, former president of Shell Oil and currently CEO of Citizens for Affordable Energy. John, first off, do you believe what you heard today? And what if they're wrong about the integrity of this thing?
Well, it all comes down to confidence and credibility, Brian. And there is a huge debate taking place among industry experts and BP experts about the quality of the well, whether it has integrity, whether it can withstand the pressures, whether it can withstand the kind of emergency blowout that it faced, and will that cap lead to more breaches if there are breaches, or what exactly is going on in the well itself. It's a confidence game. And where do you believe, who do you believe, and what they have to say?
And what if? I mean, what if there are structural integrity problems and we get, God forbid, into a situation where you've got oil coming up from more than one source and you're chasing these leaks on the ocean floor? How will that ever, all of it, be contained in our lifetime?
Well, here's the real issue that everybody is concerned about, and that is if the well casing has been weakened and is breached, will we see a perpetual seepage come up through the outside wall between the well bore, which is the hole that was dug, and the casing itself? And will that oil continue to rise through that extra space that's there? And that reservoir is a huge reservoir, so it could leak permanently unless when they do the relief well, they can find a way to cement both the casing and the exterior to the casing right to the well bore itself. It's not over yet. I still have confidence that they can get this thing stopped and done, or in worst case, they could produce it. They could produce the well and just forget about stopping it. But we have this big contest going on between the politicians on the one hand, representing the White House, the government, etc., and we have the shareholders of BP on the other hand, and Tad Allen is in the middle trying to figure out what's the right thing to do.
And in the meantime, we're all left to hope and pray for the best possible outcome. John Hofmeister, as always, thank you for coming on the broadcast, helping us to understand all of this.